Welcome back to the Q. 1-0 Hamilton out in front of the Monsters through one period of play. Time for the second period. Smith, Cheek, Ryan, the three forwards on the ice. Bruno Gervais on the back end with Marcus Lauritsen. Back in the Monsters net to our right is Sammy Adicalio. Monsters in white, right to left. Hamilton in red, left to right. Here in this middle frame, Gabriel Dumont to take the draw for the Bulldogs. And off the face-off, a tie-up ensues. The puck taken, launched ahead by Christian Thomas. Taken by Bruno Gervais. Back behind the Monsters goal, and he'll roll one on for Smith. Smith to his left for Cheek. Cheek cuts to center. Veers left into the offensive end. It's Trevor Cheek. Fan on the shot. Puck to the corner. Dietz gave it to Thomas. Thomas for the Bulldogs. Wraps it ahead, and that one's going to be launched on by Gabriel Dumont back inside the Monsters zone. Taken away from Gervais by Tangradi, but he's shouldered by Lauritsen. The puck comes free. Cheek for Gervais up through the far circle to Lauritsen. Then out of the zone for Kenny Ryan. Pass was behind him. Bounced off the boards. Down it goes. Condon couldn't handle it. Went into that restricted zone in the corner. Smith able to pick up the puck. Smith back behind the net. Near corner for Ryan. Ryan left corner out to the line. Siemens there. A shot that hit a skate out in front. Bounced away from Bobby Shea. Turned on by Freddie Hamilton. Loose in front. And a save made by Condon to the far corner. Ryan. Shoulder there. The puck grabbed by Dumont. Dragged into the near corner. Dumont, and he'll try to clear. Looked like that one was kept in by Duncan Siemens, but now it's played back down low. Bobby Shea takes over once more. Dietz, cross ice for Shea. We played over a minute here in the second. Long outlet pass up for Christian Thomas. Touchback for Dumont. Dumont skates ahead for the Bulldogs. Right circle. Gabriel Dumont. Backhand feed. Vinsur clogged the lane, but a bouncing puck is grabbed. Andrew Ghetto out the line. Lernaud, far side, sent toward the goal, wide of the net. And that one corralled here on the near wall by Vinsur. The shot was missed wide by Morgan Ellis. Here's Vinsur to center. Pass up the ice for Elliott. Rolled away from him, and Daniel Carr will reel it in for the Bulldogs. Cross ice Ellis. Out of the zone, bouncing puck, and this one goes out to center. Puck on its side, Andrighetto on for Carr. Poke check by Clark. Puck goes back to Hamilton line. Here's Lernaud. Out to center. Rudolph dropped it for Andrighetto. Into the Monsters zone. Andrighetto trying to make a move to the high slot. The puck is knocked free. In the street, cross ice Reed Petrick out to the neutral zone. It's Petrick up the right side of the offensive end. Played down. That rolls back behind the Hamilton net. Laid up the near wall. Andrighetto. Short pass. Carr eases it in for Hamilton. Matt Clark to the end boards. Crashed into Carr, and the puck grabbed by Bigra for the Monsters. Up the far side, bounced away from the intended man Agostino to the slot, but Andrighetto couldn't get the shot away. Bigra back the other way. Chris Bigra's had a nice first 5 games as a Monsters. He's playing the 6th professional game here tonight. He's got 4 assists in his first 5 games leading up to this evening.
Well, one of the better best defensemen in the OHL this year. He's been very well. He played 2 years ago in the Colorado camp. He played most of the camp with the Avalanche.
17:20 left in the second period. 1-0 Hamilton in front. Let's go down to rinkside. Kenny Rhoda.
Thanks, Doug. I talked with Dean Chenault in between periods, asked him what he would like to see more of. He said we need to get more shots on net, plain and simple. That has to happen. Also, need to take away their time and their space in the defensive zone. And he said on the rebounds, we need to go to the net harder and with more intensity.
Thanks very much, Kenny, as Condon reels in a shot from the left point. Pulls it right into the trapper, and that'll bring up another face-off inside the Hamilton zone to the left of the Bulldogs goaltender. 17-14 left second period. 1-0 Hamilton clinging to the lead here in this one. And on comes the line of Hurd, Schumacher, and Burke up front for the Monsters with Lauritsen and Gervais on the back end. Sammy Adicalio has made 11 saves in the game so far. Up the line, Gervais a shot wide of the mark off the end boards and into the near corner, poked at by Shea up the near side. Couldn't find Sorkin. Troy Burke keeps it down deep. Burke, left point, Lauritsen across. Gervais shot from the right side. Dietz was able to get a stick in the lane and knock that one wide of the net, but Hurd keeps it in. Nifty stick handling right circle shot, gobbled up by Condon.
Nice move by Mitch Hurd there. Got away from the defender, and it was just him and Condon. Condon made the big save.
Tell you what, you ask some people about the hands of Mitchell Hurd, they might think you're asking them about dropping the gloves, but he can make some nifty moves. He can do a lot out there, and
he's a very skilled player. He's had an up and down season so far. He started the year down in Fort Wayne, played very well down there. Came up here and played very well. Had a little lull, but he's had some very good time with the Monsters this year.
A confident stick handler for a guy with a lot of size. Up the ice comes Jake Dowell, right side for the Bulldogs. Looks out to the slot. This one picked up backhanded through the high slot area by McNally. That goes off to the far boards, and Schumacher will bring it along. On for her, then to Schumacher, and wrapped down to the far corner, and back in behind the net. Dietz up the near side for Dowell, knocked away. Burke to the line. Siemens a drive, and that's kicked aside by Condon. Schumacher backhands around the end boards. Near side for Dietz. Headmans, and the Bulldogs working ahead. McNally for Crisp. In he comes, sweeps a backhand down behind the net. Dowell down to play it for Hamilton. He's wrapped up. The puck rolls free, and Siemens goes up the right side for Cheek. Cheek up the board, dumped over, and no call on the play, and the puck goes down behind the Hamilton net. Condon throws it to the corner to his left. The Bulldogs will set it up back in their own end. Ellis up the ice, deflected by Hensick to the far boards. Clark batted it the other way, and in come the Hamilton Bulldogs. They have to get on side first, though, and during that time, the Monsters take it away. Ryan for Smith, knocked away at the last second by Morgan Ellis, and TJ Hensick weaves back in. He's knocked over by Matt Clark. Fans here like that one. The puck goes down to the end boards. Sorkin, pocket pick, Cheek up the near side. Smith with it. He's run into, though, by Drayson Bowman, and the puck rolls into the near corner. Battle down low. Rolled ahead, taken away. Hensick intercepted that. Bigra clear out to the line. A shot from Ellis, and that goes wide of the net. Up the near wall as it takes a roll. Smith looks to clear. This Monsters unit's been caught out there for a long shift, but they poke it all the way down. Could be an icing, and it will be. 15-16 left here in the second. 1-0. Bulldogs with the advantage so far in this one. As we take a look back at a sequence earlier, Trevor Cheek was pulled down, and the defender for Hamilton there, tracking him down, Connor Crisp, forward I should say, seemed to stop his feet from moving, but there was no call. What's the decision there, Jock?
I think he pushed him from behind a bit. He didn't have his stick around his waist or anything, so there's no hook or no trip. His hands were up on his hips. He just gave him a push. You know, when it's not tight against the boards, I don't think that normally is called.
Clark up the near side, backhand down into the Hamilton zone. Turned on, and back out come the Bulldogs. Christian Thomas. Short pass, bounce off the skate of Freddie Hamilton, and that rolled back on Adekalia, who dropped it for Gervais. He took a hard hit along the end boards, and Christian Thomas able to keep one in for Hamilton. Marcus Lordson tied up, lost to Thomas, right circle. Shot from Tangrady wide of the net. Takes a bounce to the far wall, and Vinsour slices it to the neutral zone. Freddie Hamilton pushed it along. Rolls down inside the Hamilton end as Didier knocked over Freddie Hamilton.
Well, that could have been a penalty.
Out come the Bulldogs through center. It's Gabriel Dumas up the left side. Put on the brakes. Looked for a pass across. Couldn't get it through. And the Monsters able to muscle one out to the neutral zone. Vinsour clogged it all up. Dietz back up the right side for Tangrady. Lost it to Vinsour. Over for Gervais. Front of the Monsters net for Lordson. Marcus Lordson up the gut for Hishin. Hishin the offensive end. Gives left for Freddie Hamilton. He's knocked over by Dietz. And the puck takes a roll out of the zone, but Gervais reels it back in for the Monsters up the far side for Siemens. Duncan Siemens run into on the far wall. Daniel Carr up the left side, a roller that got by Elliott. Stephen Elliott back inside the Monsters zone, weaves away from Andrighetto. Andrighetto up the far side for Street. Street to the offensive end, takes a shove from Shea. Puck to the far corner, played around the inboards. Dietz here in the near corner, flips it out through the neutral zone. Back comes the Monsters defenseman Stephen Elliott, rattles one ahead, then it's backhanded by Ben Street. Shea looked to clear. That looks like it left the playing surface. 13:32 left here in the second. 1-0 Hamilton in front. Shots on net even at 12. Folks, will step aside to an official timeout. Bulldogs with the slim edge in this one, and they head to the final regular season game of the campaign here at the Q. 1-0 Hamilton out in front. 13:32 left here in the second period of play. Folks, join the Monsters Hockey Club, the exclusive club for Monsters season ticket holders. Membership start at just $10 a game and include year-round benefits. For details, 216-420-0000 or visit LakeErieMonsters.com. Face off right in front of the Monsters bench. Monsters right to left, Hamilton left to right. And off the draw, Monsters to the offense. Ben Agazino left circle shot. That goes up and out of play with 13:27 left here in the second period of action. 1-0 Hamilton out in front of the Monsters in this one.
Really, Hamilton really does a good job with the sticks right there. Agazino's getting a shot away. The defenseman gets his stick on it and tips it out and over. It's hard to get pucks through to Condon.
Up the ice come the Bulldogs. Andrew Ghetto for Carr, and a touch pass to Charlotte on right side. Through the circle, cuts to the front, rolled one out there, and Carr couldn't get the shot away now. An intercepted pass, and Ellis can't get his shot through as it's blocked by Street out in front. Petrick up the right side, fires toward the net, went off Lernout, not a play. 13:04 left here in the second, 1-0 this score. It's the Bulldogs out in front. Andrew Agazzino, we talked about the banner year that he's had this season. Agazzino, 43 points in 43 games since January 1st. Coming into this one tonight has virtually rewritten the Monsters record books. You look at some of the Monsters all-time records. Agazzino leads in games played, goals, assists, points, power play goals. Dan Maggio leads the all-time penalty minute category, and Calvin Pickard most goaltender games played and wins. So all those significant Monsters records held by guys on this current roster and guys who've spent the better part of the last couple of years here.
Yeah, all three were here the last 3 years. So Agazzino's been up at the top of the Monsters scoring all 3 years. He's a very consistent player.
McBennett a shot. As
Monsters fans love Calvin Pickard and Dan Maggio.
All three of those guys have been fan favorites.
Dan Maggio out with an injury here tonight, but the fans definitely love him here at the Q.
All three fan favorites, and Andrew Agazzino especially. You look at his first game as a Monster, playing on the fourth line with Ben Wilson and Patrick Bordelot. His first game as a Monster opening night back in the 12-13 season. Wound up scoring the game-winning goal in that one to beat Oklahoma City 2-1, and that was an Oklahoma City team during the NHL lockout that was absolutely loaded with Edmonton Oilers players, and they were on the cover of the Hockey News going into that one. It was Andrew Agazzino who scored the game winner to send the Monsters home with a win.
Andrew Agazzino kept it up that year. He didn't stay on the fourth line very long. He was up in the top two lines for most of that year after starting there on the fourth.
A takeaway, and here's Bigra, the offensive end, leading the charge. Through the left circle, Bigra peels off, waits for reinforcements. Out to Cheek, then given to Bigra at the left point. Bigra moves in, fires in. That one bounced away. Condon may have gotten a little piece. Bigra made a move to keep it in. Along the near wall, it's Hensick poking one out to the neutral zone, and Lauritsen will bring it back the other way. Lauritsen, in he goes. Up the left side, left it at the line, and Smith has to backtrack here, and narrowly kept it in, but didn't. Now a 2-on-1 for the Bulldogs. Crisp driving the net, Bowman right circle, shot, save, rebound, and they score. No, they waved this off. They say Crisp kicked it in.
Yeah, he definitely kicked it in there. He lifted his foot, I believe. So it's a kicking motion. He can stop there if it hits his skate and goes in, but I don't know if they'll check it on the overhead. But here it is here. I think he lifts his foot. Yes, he definitely, and then he tried to touch it with his stick and he never got it. He definitely kicked it with his foot, and then he tried to kick it up to his stick, but he didn't get it.
11:40 to go in the second, and a play under review now.
It all started back in the Hamilton zone where Marcus Lauritsen, there it is, he kicked at it. I don't think he touched it there with his stick.
Is there any chance, though, they would rule that he was trying to stop?
Oh, I don't know, I guess they could, but you definitely see him.
I mean, you can't get into Crisp's head and know exactly what he was trying to do. It looks like could have a decision here shortly.
If you lift your foot off the ice, you're trying to do something. But I would think kicked in. That all starts with a bad drop pass by Marcus in the offensive zone. He threw a blind backhand pass.
Well, when you look at it, there is no question he was trying to
direct it,
grab possession of it by using his skate and kind of place it onto his stick.
Yeah, he was trying to kick it up to his stick, but whether they consider that a kicking motion or not.
So they continue to take a long look at this one. And the view that they see is different from what the folks in your living rooms watching tonight can see. A totally different view, but they're really giving this one their due diligence here with 11:40 to go in the second, 1-0. Hamilton out in front. Everybody in the timekeeper's booth peering over this one. It was an original shot from Bowman. Crisp was driving.
How he lifted his foot and he turned it. Now, whether they say he touched it with his stick, it looks like right there, maybe he touched it with his stick.
And that may be what they're trying to determine here.
I would think the kicking is for sure, and they're trying to decide whether he touched it with his stick, I would think.
Well, it didn't seem like you saw a ton of argument from Crisp after the immediate decision. Sylvain Lefebvre wasn't happy.
Well, as a coach, you're going to argue it.
No question about it. You're going to fight for every goal you can.
Yeah, you want to at least you want to get the video replay. If you don't argue it, maybe you don't even get the video replay. Although we see the replay used more and more. I think more so this year than we ever have seen in the past.
Well, it looks like we've come to a verdict, and Ryan Murphy's going to come out with Jamie Koharski and give us the final ruling here. And they really did peek over it quite a bit. The decision is a goal. 11:40 to go in the second. They ruled that Crisp directed that one in cleanly. Bruno Gervais continues to plead a case with Koharski that it was directed with the skate.
Here it is here.
And he took multiple waves at it. You just don't know if he actually hit the thing.
Yeah.
Well, 11:40 left in the second. Now it's 2-0 game.
You would think it would change direction if he would have touched it.
Well, they put a puck to the net. It wound up in the back of the net. Now Hamilton's got a 2-0 lead. And as we approach the game's halfway point.
Well, looking at the overhead, the big Q Munjatron here, the Crisp looked right at the referee after, because I think he knew. He looked right to the ref.
Now the puck played down toward the Hamilton net. Rebound, they score! Joey Hitchen pounced on it, tapped it home. It was misplayed by Condon, and just like that, the Monsters get it back.
Well, that's the break they needed. Maybe the hockey gods were looking out for the Monsters right there, and they come right back seconds later to score one of their own. And it was a funny bounce here as Condon, the defenseman, almost deflected it in between his legs. And that's what threw the goalie off. The defenseman here, if he just leaves it for the goalie,
it's covered up.
It's covered up, and he confused Condon. Shea confused Condon, and he almost tipped it between his legs.
And you can see Condon look back at Shea. You can tell there was just a miscommunication.
Well, maybe that's the thing the Monsters need to break open Condon's.
So we're back to a one-goal hockey game. Here's Agostino, top shot, and he scores, and we're all tied up at 2. Andrew Agostino's 30th of the season.
Well, there he goes. Andrew Agostino stays on fire. Could have been a second if he didn't hit the crossbar earlier, but that is a snapshot, folks, right there. If you want to see a snapshot, he rips this right past Condon's glove and just beats him with pure power and speed right past the glove. Great shot by Andrew Agostino. That's one thing I think has improved a lot with Andrew this year, is his release, his quick release. Not fooling around with the puck there. You get it on your stick, off your stick, and it catches the goalie off guard.
Now back in come the Monsters. Agostino, a shot he missed wide, and well, the Monsters with all the momentum now, and they got a little bit of a spark after giving up that goal that was reviewed there. There was a lull in the action during the review, and then it was awarded a goal for Hamilton. Now we're tied up at 2, and back in come the Bulldogs. A puck rolling down toward the net that Duncan Siemens takes care of. He cut that one off, and the Monsters will bring it back ahead. Up the right side, it's Bennett. Hammering one up the wall for the Bulldogs now as they take it back. Udall, he's been kept in check here tonight across for Josiah Didier. Up the right side for Sven Andrighetto. Played on Ida Callion with 10:15 left in the second. He covers it up. 2-2 is the score. And Andrew Agostino this season, 30 goals. You look at the number that, another number that sticks out of his from this season. Coming into this one, leading the Monsters with 244 shots on net. And that's what happens. You put the puck to the net. He's made a lot of good things happen this season.
I was just going to bring that up. The coaches, we were talking about that the other day, looking at the league stats, and not very often have we seen Monsters up in the top 20 of scoring in the league. Hensick was there for a little while Ben Walter for a little while, but Agazino's just climbed in there the last while, but he's also climbed way up in the league in shots, as you mentioned. And you know, when you shoot the puck, things happen. You get assists on rebounds, you get goals, you cause things to happen. If you stay around and cycle and keep dumping the puck around the corner and spinning in the corner all the time, nothing's going to happen. Eventually, you have to shoot pucks. The sooner you shoot the puck and makes things happen, the better.
Now as 9:30 remain here in the second, 2-2 the score. And well, Jock, seems like just not a lot of coaches will be unhappy with a player for putting too many pucks on the net.
You got to shoot. You got to shoot. You don't get many opportunities the way how teams play defense.
A shot from Hurd, tipped high by Bigra, who is driving the goal. Just Bigra with some good offensive instincts, to say the least, as Kenny Ryan picks one up in the far corner. He's spun around by Ellis, loose puck down low, squirts out along the boards, and now this one collected by Crisp on the far side. How big is that goal that he was awarded a moment ago now that gave Hamilton the 2-0 lead? It didn't last very long.
It sparked the Monsters. I think it would give Hamilton momentum, and it gave the Monsters momentum.
Here's Ryan, high slot, shot blocked by Ellis. Ryan to the line, Gervais drive, tipped, it goes wide. Condon may have gotten a little chunk of that. Ryan behind the net, left it there for Smith. Saucered out in front, Gervais in the right circle, move in, he's got it. Gervais for Ryan. Ryan, top right circle, wires one, kick save, Condon cleared away from the front. Into the neutral zone it goes, 8:28 left here in the second, 2-2 to score. It's the Monsters and Hamilton Bulldogs all knotted up here tonight. Colin Smith, near side, cuts down top left circle. Smith peels back toward the line. Smith along the near side, put one out in front, deflected away to the far corner it goes. McNally over to play it. McNally launched one along, and that one too far for Crisp to handle it cleanly. Goes down inside the Monster zone. Crisp crashing in to the end wall. Gervais poked it away from him to the far side. McNally drives it down behind the net. That bounces over the stick of the Hamilton forward Dowell. Down to the near corner, it's Vinsor. Battling in behind the net. Vinsor for Lordson. Lordson had it knocked away by Thomas, but Lordson able to maintain it. Far side for Gervais. Up for Freddie Hamilton now. Hamilton poked one along. It bounced off the stick of Colin Smith. Went down behind the Hamilton net to our left. Mac Bennett to play it. Bennett back in behind the goal. Hamilton out to the right point. Stephen Elliott there to grab it. Elliott at the line, right side. Down along the wall. Hishin cycles up top. Hishin across the blue line. Moves off to the left side of the circle. Hishin out in front. Sean Elliott can't get it past Bennett. The defenseman stood in the way. Knifed up the far side. It doesn't leave the zone. Second try for the Bulldogs. They do work it ahead. Didier up for Dowell. And then it's touched on for McNally. Right side Thomas. Christian Thomas. Looked to play one down along the right boards. Couldn't get it down low. It's taken away by Hishin. Given to Siemens. Siemens back in behind the net. Up the far side. Duncan Siemens to the boards. A backhand along. Agazino through center. Hishin looked to grab it. Taken away. Here's Tangradi in for the Bulldogs. Right side Dumont. Out to center one there. Siemens cut that off. Into the near corner. Siemens knocked over Dumont. Along the near boards. Now Thomas a shot. He sent it high in the goal. That rims around, and Shea's got it on the far side. Backhand to the far corner. Dumont. Gabriel Dumont, top left circle. Christian Thomas, a shot off a leg. Reed Petrick works it ahead. Petrick for Agazino. Agazino dumped it in. That rolls down to the near corner and snatched up there by Shea.
Game turned around quick here. This has really opened up, and the speed and pace and excitement has really opened up here in the second period.
Near point, Agazino for Bigra. That one left the zone. Bigra going back inside his own end for this one. Up the near side, Hurd for Agazino. Agazino. In the near circle, dropped it. Burke down for Agazino from Burke. A shot and rocketed wide of the net. Up the far wall now. It's Carr scooting ahead for Hamilton through the center circle. Carr in the offensive end for the Bulldogs. Dropped it for Tangradi. Down to Carr in the right corner. Shoved there by Clark. They tie up in the right corner. And the puck handled now by Carr. His pass out the line. Intercepted by Agazino. Monsters on the counterattack. Agazino for Hurd. Up the near side of the offensive end. Hurd crashing in there on the forecheck. Gives to Burke. Troy Burke. Now for Schumacher. Schumacher in the near corner behind the net for Burke. Burke behind the net. Played it off the back of the goal. Troy Burke to the far corner for Hurd. Mitchell Hurd. Run into by Lernout on the far side. Hurd protecting the puck using his big frame. Then he played a pass for Burke down behind the net for Hurd. Nifty move into the far corner. Hurd up top. It's going to be played across. Gervais for Lauritsen. Put toward the net. Turned on by Schumacher. Sent wide. Burke out of the trapezoid. Far circle. Hurd pulled off his stick. It goes to the front of the goal. It's stabbed outside of the net. Burke out in front. Shot. They score. Schumacher on the doorstep. And the Monsters have taken a 3-2 lead.
Well, that's a put your work boots on shift right there. Those three were unbelievable down there, battling for pucks. Mitch Hurd, Troy Burke, and Michael Schumacher camped out front. They just kept winning battles for pucks and kept outworking Hamilton. And the Monsters have come back from 2-0 down to a 3-2 lead quickly.
What a battle here as the Monsters were down 1-0 after one. They fell back 2-0, and now 3 straight goals. They've taken a lead.
Just an excellent job by that whole line. Also the defenseman Lauritsen and Gervais back at the point, getting pucks to the net, and down the corner work was exceptional on that shift.
Following the face-off, the Bulldogs look to work it ahead, bouncing puck near side. Monsters grab it back. Here's Cheek left side, puts one on the net, gobbled up by Condon. 5 minutes to go here in the second, 3-2. Monsters in front of the Bulldogs. With that, we'll step aside for an official timeout. The Monsters come roaring back, and Michael Schumacher has given them a 3-2 lead.
Kenny Rhoda welcoming you back to the queue. Here's what's coming your way during the second period intermission. As we always do, we'll grab one of the Monsters players just off the ice. We'll talk about the first 40 minutes of action here tonight. The Monsters were out and about in the community. You'll see what they were up to recently, and we'll take a look at all the stats and the highlights. But for right now, we continue with more of the game and the guys calling the action. Doug and Jock, take it away.
Thanks very much, Kenny. Doug Plagens, Jock Callander here. Trevor Cheek right off the face-off. He wired one wide of the net from the top of the left circle. The Monsters keep it in. Ryan to the right corner. Smith knocked away. The Hamilton Bulldogs will work it ahead here. Sorkin up the right side. Leads inside the Monsters zone to the right corner. Played out to the line. Bennett backs across. A shot off the mark. Whacked that side of the goal. Idakalia may have gotten a little piece there. It stays out, and the Monsters able to work it onto their own end. Siemens for Smith right side. In they come offside. 4:31 left here in the second period. 3-2. Monsters have come back and taken a lead here in tonight's game. Quicken Loans Arena, downtown Cleveland. Last regular season game here at the Q. Doug Plagens, Jock Callander here with you as the Monsters and the Bulldogs play for the 5th time this season. The Monsters in their white jerseys going right to left. The Hamilton Bulldogs in their red jerseys left to right here in the middle frame.
Those
Jock.
white jerseys will go off Monsters players' backs tonight into some lucky fans after the game.
Great Monsters tradition, jerseys right off the players' back after the last regular season home game. Fan salute night tonight here at the Q. And on the ice, the Monsters have come roaring back. Single season record for the Monsters. Andrew Agazzino is 30th of the year, and he's been building on that with each goal he's scored lately. As we'll drop the puck again, and Jock, Monsters down 2-0, now ahead 3-2. When you turn the tables on a team like that, what's something you have to keep in mind? I'd imagine we're going to see Hamilton turn up the desperation a little bit as this thing rolls along.
Well, the Hamilton needs this win to stay in contention for the playoffs, and you know they're going to be coming at the Monsters. The Monsters can't let up the forecheck. They can't sit back and try to protect the 1-goal lead. They have to stay aggressive like they have been all this period, and that's the best way to kill a clock.
The Monsters, of course, this season have been very resilient. They fall behind. They battle back, and we see the Monsters tonight doing just that. Near side, TJ Henson plays one in along the boards. Thomas Vinsor assessed a penalty, by the way, as battle in the neutral zone. The Monsters down a man, and Agazzino plays one into the offensive end.
I don't know if Houdon's came back out, but the shot by Troy Burke earlier on that shift that they scored on, when he cut across, he hit Houdon right before it went on net, and Houdon limped off, but I haven't seen him out since.
Andrew Ghetto right side, Dumont. Oh, Hamilton on the power play. We're going to see Charles Houdon. It's going to be here very shortly, but he's not out there right now. Monsters bring it ahead. In alone, Gervais gives to Street with speed, and he goes. A shot, save, rebound. Condon closed it off. Gervais followed up.
Almost have a 2-on-0 shorthanded.
Tell you what,
you don't see very often.
The Monsters are dangerous offensively when they're down a man. They lead the AHL in shorthanded goals this year. Out into the offensive end, work the Hamilton Bulldogs down, plays to the end board. TJ Hensick out to the left point. Across, Andrew Ghetto right side, tipped in front. Carr in front of the goal shot, he wired it wide. Loose back in behind the goal, and Hensick wrapped it out to the far point for Bennett. Bennett works across the blue line. Lines up, holds. Bennett, right side, Andrighetto. Fires, and it's stopped by DeCalio. Rebound rolled away from Tangradi. The puck was on its side. He couldn't settle it down. Siemens run into here on the near wall by Carr. Down for Tangradi. Now the Bulldogs keep it in. Back into the front. Cut off and clear.
Monsters' penalty kill has been very good this year. Gotten better and better as the season's gone on. Randy Laddister's done a great job. And Dean also with the power play. The power play's climbed up the ranks all year long also. And the special teams on the Monsters has done a very good job all year long.
2:48 left here in the second, 3-2. Monsters now over the Bulldogs, out shooting Hamilton 19-18, 21 seconds left from the Vinsour penalty. On for the face-off here is Colin Smith for the Monsters, and off the draw, it's the Hamilton Bulldogs controlling. They do have time for a rush up the ice with a man advantage. Learn out to Thomas and driven down. By DeCalio behind the net. Gibbs and Clark will drive it along. Now Smith with a lane up the right side. Cheek driving the net. Right side, Smith up front. Cheek and that one is knocked away by Condon, who got across, made a save. He looked for it, couldn't find it, but the puck was off to the side. Now it's right down the front by Smith. Closed off by Condon, and Gervais put a body on Thomas, but Christian Thomas maintains his ground and now plays one off for Hudon, who's back to the ice. Right circle back, hand in front, and it's defended by Vinsour, fresh out of the penalty box. Now down in the corner is Hudon, as he was knocked over by Clark.
Matt Clark's a big, strong man, and he just crushed Hudon, who's not a very big kid. He just buried him into the boards. It's the second time he's crawled off the ice here this period.
2:02 left here in the second. Monsters a 3-2 lead here at the Q on Fan Salute Night. This is the Monsters Hockey Network. Welcome back inside Quicken Loans Arena, 3-2. It's the Monsters on top of the Hamilton Bulldogs. 2:02 left here in the second, folks. Gladiators football back at the Q Friday, April 24th, when they take on Tampa Bay at 7. It's a special Monsters Hockey Tribute Night. Plus, there's $2 draft beers, $1 Pepsis. For tickets, 216-420-2222. Visit ClevelandGladiators.com or any Northern Ohio discount drug mart. Gladiators football is presented by Unique Home Solutions. A lot going on here at the Q.
Cavaliers playoffs coming up. Exciting time for Cleveland.
Puck put toward that by McNally, cut off in front, and Monsters working ahead. Here's Hishon. Up through center. Left side, Hamilton to Hishon out in front, rolling puck, and
it's in his pants.
This one's in the equipment of one of the Bulldogs. 1:47 left here in the second, 3-2. Monsters with the advantage here tonight.
Good thing for Condon that puck didn't fall, because Joey Hishon was in alone, and we've seen what he can do on breakaways.
Last night he scored one very nice one. Same move, almost scored a second one, just rang it off the post.
Yeah, that was actually one of the turning points there. Monsters tied it up 2-2. Hish goes in, hits the crossbar, and 30 seconds later Grand Rapids gets a goal down the other end.
Freddie Hamilton, a nice hit on the forecheck, but the Bulldogs maintain possession of the puck. Out they come. Chipped up the near wall by Dowell. Down it goes. Icing call against the Bulldogs. And with 1:28 left here in the second, 3-2. Monsters on top of Hamilton. Sammy Adicalio has turned away 16 of 18 in tonight's game. Face-off coming down inside the Hamilton zone. Folks, the Monsters have a 3-2 advantage. Monsters fans love checking. Huntington can give you the power. Monsters checking with Monsters Banking. Go to monstersbanking.com or stop by a Huntington branch to find out how you can earn discounts on select game tickets and gear with Monsters Banking exclusively from Huntington. The Hamilton face-off win. It's played off the short glass out to the neutral zone. Clark poked him up the near side. Hurd at center. He's knocked over by Dowell. And Monsters work back along. Burke dumps one in. Cross corner, Shea nearly gave it away. Battle in the far corner. Monsters do have it. Schumacher stolen away though, and McNally walks it ahead for the Bulldogs. Dumped it between the two defense, but didn't get a whole lot behind it. Bigra there to cut it off. Laid it around. Monsters on the zone. 1 minute to go here in the second. Schumacher near side. It's played in down to the near corner. Dietz backhand around. Andrighetto far side. Lost it to Burke. Burke to Schumacher and backhanded to the trapezoid. Back in behind the net. Battle for this one to the far side. Hurd took it away from Dietz out to the line, but this one leaves the zone. Hamilton with one last opportunity perhaps as Chris backhands. Now it's played out in front for Hensick, and he was unable to wheel that one in. Back comes Street, a good outlet feed. Street to the offensive end. There's shot. Condon front of played back out in front. Condon there to adjust and make the save. 26.5 seconds to go here in the second. 3-2, Monsters over the Hamilton Bulldogs.
On that second opportunity, I think Ben Street just tried to throw it in off of Condon's leg on the shot back. A good back check here. Street's trying to protect the puck. Gets the puck on net. Now he tries to throw it in and off his back. But Condon turned quick enough to see the puck and close it down.
26.5 seconds to go here in the second. 3-2, Monsters on top of Hamilton. Backhand from Elliott, skips back behind the net. Bennett backhands up the near wall for the Bulldogs. Kept down low by Petrick. Agazino in behind the net. Agazino hangs on to this one. 13 seconds on the clock. Agazino to the line. Siemens near side. Elliott peels down to the corner. Elliott a backhand from a sharp angle. Condon got a chunk of it now out in front of goal. Battle and a shot and a save made by Condon as he robbed Agazino on the far side right below the right circle. And with .2 on the clock, Agazino sees how close he just came.
Nice play here by Ben Street, just moving it over to Agazino, and Condon gets over quick. Unbelievable save here by Condon. And Agazino, who's got one tonight, and Condon just gets his glove on that. A great save.
That'll do it for period number 2.
An awesome period. That was a great period of hockey. If you're a hockey fan, there's some end-to-end action, some goals, body contact, some great saves. Nothing more you could ask for there.
Heck of a period for the Monsters. They've charged back and have a 3-2 lead after 2. And well, the Monsters back at it tomorrow night. They'll close out the campaign in Hamilton. Second half of back-to-back between these two teams. 7 o'clock start time. You can listen to that one live on AM 1420. The Answer. That is less than 24 hours from now out at First Ontario Centre in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. So that'll wrap up the season, the regular season for each team. Hamilton, if they can get a win, they could keep their playoff hopes alive. Monsters could have something to say about that, though. Let's go downstairs to Kenny Rhoda.
Thanks, Doug. I'm joined by Joey Hishon. And Joey, what's your take on how you guys have played through 2 periods?
I think we've played well. We obviously we're out of it now with the loss last night, but we got to show that we can still work hard and win hockey games and play with pride and do it for our fans here. They've been great for us for my whole career here, so we got to show we can we'll play hard for them, and we really appreciate all the support they've given us over the years.
After a questionable goal to make it 2-0 for Hamilton, you scored the first goal for the Monsters. Let's take a look at it on the monitor here. Take me through it.
Yeah, it was a lucky play. Vinny did a good job on the forecheck, and Shea kind of tipped it through the goalie's legs and just ended up right on my stick. Like I said, it was a real lucky play, but I'll take it.
Coach told me in between periods, though, he wanted you guys to go to the net and get rebounds more aggressively. Was that the mindset?
Yeah, definitely. That's always how we have success, when we're hard on the forecheck and get to the net. So I think we did a good job of that. All
right, just 20 seconds later, your teammate Andrew Agazino lights the lamp. Watch this one and tell me how pretty this shot is. Oh, we missed it. All right, my bad on that. We already had it. But when you see him, he's got 30 goals this year. So what's he been doing that just makes him so effective offensively?
Yeah, the thing about Aggie is he brings the same work ethic every single night, and that's why he's a leader for us, and that's why he's been a leader for us all year. I said to him on the bench, 30 goals is a lot of goals. I don't think I've scored 30 since 2008 in junior. So to see him get that, that's great, and I'm very happy for him. He's a great player, and players like that find their way, and he's gonna play in the NHL someday for sure. Just with how hard he works and how smart he is out there, he's a great player.
Joey, what changed? You're down 2-0, and all of a sudden an avalanche of goals.
Yeah. Once you get one, sometimes the momentum turns the game around, and things start to open up offensively. So I think we took advantage of that.
Joey, thanks so much. Best of luck in the third period.
Thanks for having me.
Joey Hishon had the first goal of the night for the Monsters, the first of 3 in that second period. They now lead 3-2. There's more of the second period intermission coming your way next right here on the Monsters Hockey Network.